To celebrate 10 years of being on YouTube, I've decided to take the liberty of telling some pretty decent, some are embarrassing, some are emotional, and some are very, very personal. Now, the whole story of me being one Death Eater, that's going to be saved for a different day, specifically June 4th. So, I'm going to just keep doing these random little story time videos to just continue the celebration of being on YouTube for over 10 years now. So this might come to a surprise to some people, but I don't think I have wisdom teeth. Or if I do, they have it kicked in. Now, that's not to say that I don't have teeth problems. In fact, let me tell you a story that got one tooth pulled. And to be specific, I'm about to show you which tooth was pulled, because I still don't have this. I still don't have this tooth anymore. It's not like I have a denture or a fake tooth or anything. So take a look. Yeah, there it is. The one tooth that is missing from me. Now, believe it or not, this one tooth was my sweet tooth for the longest time. And it all really started when I felt this hole starting to grow within this tooth. Now, as this as this hole continued to grow deeper and deeper, yes, that's what she said, but I didn't really notice it. I didn't really take heed to the multiple warnings that, hey, there's a fucking hole in one of my tooth, or yeah, in my tooth. Should I get it looked at? I didn't really say anything to anybody because I thought this wasn't a big deal. This wasn't a problem because at that time I didn't feel any pain. There was no need, and to be honest, it didn't affect me until it did. One day, one beautiful day, actually no, one night, actually, I woke up with excruciating pain in my left jaw, in the location where that hole in the tooth was. And I knew exactly what was going on. Because at that moment, I'm just sitting there thinking, I have one of two things. I have a cavity or I have an infection. One of those two could possibly kill me. And let me just tell you something. I woke up in literal tears. I was in so much pain that I was to the point of literally crying, just holding my fucking jaw just like this. I was thankful that at the time my grandma took me to an emergency center. It wasn't a hospital, it was more like an emergency dental center. And they looked at my tooth and they were like, yep, it's an infection. It's an infection and a cavity. Technically. It was both. So my worst fear has come. I have, number one, a cavity. Number two, an infection. And they had to take action, like, pretty much right then and there. But unfortunately, they couldn't do it the same day. So they had to schedule an appointment. Now, thank God the appointment was like within 1 or 2 days. I can't exactly remember between the time They prescribed painkillers to me to appointment day, the day that I got this tooth pulled out. And let me just tell you, I did not feel good at all. Like, period. And I'm very thankful that I didn't have a job at the time, because I can't exactly remember what I was doing then. I know this all happened like several years ago too, so I can't exactly remember when it happened, but I know for a fact that I didn't have a job, because if I did, I would have had to, request an extended leave of absence until, I got this tooth taken care of. Day of the pullout happens, and it's the usual stuff. They numb me up, but they left me hanging for a little bit. I don't know what they were waiting for. I think about 10 minutes passed until I'm just sitting here like, where the hell is the doctor? I'm just sitting here humming some Slipknot or whatever the hell I was humming. And they finally come back, and they're like, all right, you ready to get this tooth pulled out? And I'm telling them, well, yeah, I was ready like 10 minutes ago when you guys just up and went away. I'm just sitting there like, what were you guys doing? And they're like, oh, we had to wait for for you to get numb, so we can, so you don't feel as much pain as possible. They pulled my tooth, and I'm like, I can feel that still. I could still feel you doing stuff to me. And they're like, oh shit, we left you hanging a little too long. And I was like, yeah. So, it was a-okay. They just put some more numbing stuff in me, and they came back. Well, actually, he stuck around, and he started like poking me, like, are you do you still feel my poking? And it was to the point where I was like, you know what, just get it over with. But no, I made sure that I was numb, because as soon as I couldn't feel anything along this whole fucking side of my face, I was sitting like, I don't feel anything anymore. Oh, well, I was more like, I don't feel anything anymore. So, it was almost like that, where I didn't feel anything on the side of the face, particularly just around the jaw area. But, it worked to the point where I wasn't able to feel anything. They pulled my tooth out. I didn't really feel anything. I did feel a tug, because the tooth was in there, pretty good. Getting a tooth pulled out, specifically because it has a cavity and an infection, that shit has to get, it has to get out of you, or it can kill you, So that was, I don't want to say a near-death experience, but it was definitely an experience, because, he started pulling, and I'm just sitting there like, and he was like, oh shit, I thought you were numb. And I'm like, well, you left me hanging for like 10 or 15 minutes. What did you expect was going to happen? So, the dentist was very, very cool. He was very apologetic about, yanking on me when the numbing stuff wore off. Well, started to wear off, or just completely wore off. Because I'm pretty sure, like, after that 15 minutes had passed, it either started to wear off or was like wearing off still. But, after all that happened, the swelling pretty much began. And after, I want to say after an hour or so, that was when I wasn't able to talk for several hours, actually. I wasn't able to talk at all, and it was unfortunate, because I had to go to the bank to, I want to say, grab some money, I think. I can't remember what I was doing. I honestly can't remember what the hell I was doing that day. But I went to the bank and I got some money, or I was depositing some money. It might have been around my birthday. Again, I can't remember exactly what was going on. But I went to the bank and I did something. And for the rest of the day, I was pretty much unable to talk. So, that was very, very, like I said, it was a very interesting situation that happened. And, unfortunately, I had to lose a tooth. So, just goes to say that maybe, just maybe, I ought to start brushing my teeth a little more often than what I do, and that's like rare, very rare with my situation. Because you would think, why do I have to brush my teeth? You get that thought like, man, I'm saving myself like 20 minutes a day by not brushing my teeth in the morning and in the evening. But really, what you could be doing is taking 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening and just, simple. So, and I still have a hard time trying to, do this routine every morning and every evening, because I just think of the same thing. I could be sleeping right now, or I could be doing other things. So I'm trying to take that mindset out of my head and say, you know what, if I don't want any more holes in my teeth to the point where, holy fuck, I need to get this tooth pulled out, then I need to, number one, start brushing my teeth. Number two, start taking care of my teeth. And that's just been a huge problem with me since I've been a teenager. So, it's been a bit of a problem. And, I'm still trying to, get that mindset out of me and just, start brushing my teeth every morning and every evening, before when I wake up and before I go to bed, especially, after I eat something, or even before I eat something. Just, moral of the story is, take care of your teeth and your teeth will take care of you, basically. And you won't end up like me with the last fucking tooth missing from your fucking skull. So, it was again a very, very interesting situation. That, moral of the story, brush your goddamn teeth. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I was kind of inspired to do this specific story from a few other YouTubers that do animation story time. I do highly recommend you watch these guys, specifically because they have some pretty cool stories to tell. My favorite Storytime animator has to be Jaden Animations, next to The Odd Ones Out, obviously, Alex Clark, a few others. So, the usual big guys to watch, and then, a few others on the side. They all have some fairly similar stories, but, something different every time, pretty much. Their own spin on a different, or basically their own version of a certain story. So, like I said, I'm very fortunate that my wisdom teeth hasn't kicked in just yet, and until that day happens, I'm still going to be very fortunate. But I think I know exactly why my wisdom teeth hasn't kicked in. Because they're fucking fresh now. So, Jesus, I need to stop doing that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave me a like and subscribe. And head over to my Twitch. Head over, feel free to follow me. Hit the notifications button on here and over on Twitch so you get notified whenever I make a video on here and whenever I go live over on Twitch. And please check out my friend Dragonmire, who me and him have been planning on continuing our videos that we started doing nearly 10 years ago. And I will be doing a stream this weekend talking about that journey specifically, and then of course the journey of becoming one Death Eater over this weekend. So I hope you guys are excited about that. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Have a good evening, have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.